Hello and welcome to the Temple of Tomes with your host, Indie Comics Jones. Today is November 27th, 2020, and this is episode 142. Today we're going to take a look at Offworld, number 6 from Antarctic Press, celebrating their 35th year of business. This is, in fact, a sci-fi double feature, and it has some mature content in it. On one side, we have Hazel, which is the main story, I believe, but you actually get two. And on the other side, we have Interstellar Dust, which I've been enjoying a lot. Hazel's kind of fallen off a little bit for me, but we'll go through it anyway. First off, I'm going to give you all a spoiler alert. We're going to go right to the center so you can see once again prime real estate is taken up by the Offworld logo. And gosh, wish they would put a nice poster in there, but we're not getting it this time. So anyway, moving on, we'll start off with Hazel. Now this comic story was, at the beginning, I was really enjoying it, but it's gotten a little bit, I don't know what to say. It's not really gone along as well, or moved along. The pacing seems a little off. And in this issue, there's another issue that came up, and we'll go through that in a minute. It is written and drawn by Colin Fogel, and I do like his art in here. But right off the bat, we get a little confusing here. It's trying to figure out who's doing what here. We have Hazel, and I'm assuming I thought that was the detonator that she was trading for the kidnapped child, but it seems to be she's detonating something. Or maybe it's a remote control machine gun. I'm not quite sure, but it seems to be attacking this person over here. He's the gang leader. I don't know if he has a name or not. I can't remember. I don't recall seeing it, but that's what I'm assuming that is. Moving on, we see Hazel making the move, and I believe you can tell Hazel by her red eyes and nose. I'm not 100% sure because she looks almost identical to this one without those. But she's shooting, and I'm not sure if that's the bad guy. I'm assuming this is the bad guy hiding behind some shields. I don't know, but the guy behind's actually got hit. So I don't know if this is the police that's backing them up or if that's the bad guys. It doesn't make a lot of sense. And then we have somebody, one of Hazel's group from it's the Deep. Boy, let me think if I can remember. It's like the Deep Block Terror Squad is jumping in behind this guy, and I guess is able to take him out. But then again, like the way they're dressed, it's hard to tell except for the eyes that maybe that's a different character. And I guess the way the dialogue's printed, except that here we don't see Hazel saying anything, so we don't know if that color is for her dialogue bubble. So it's a little. I'm very confused at this point. I've read this thing like 4 times trying to figure it out, and I do, like I said, I am enjoying the art in here. I think it's really spectacular. It just pops. But here Hazel has seemed to take in the one guy from behind and using him for a shield as she continues to blast away as well. I'm not sure what this is. I can't tell what's going on in this panel, nor this one. I'm not sure. I know it's Hazel, but I'm not sure what she's doing. So it looks like they're kind of very close firing at each something. I'm not sure. So there's a lot of I'm not sure's in this thing. But this is the main gang leader here, and I guess he's got his dialogue is in kind of a yellow bubble or balloon. So he gets his appendages knocked off by all the shooting, but he's able to, through the use of these cables, somehow he's able to reconstruct himself, and he becomes an even larger foe, or almost like a big robotic monster. And then I guess, I'm not sure if this is Hazel again now, because it's like Hazel's talking, but her eyes are white. Says, Chloe, the situation. So I'm not sure if what's going on with that. A little confusing. Or if she's upside down, I don't know. So this robot thing is going after the detonators, and Hazel's up here still wondering where she is. And I guess this is Chloe. Like I said, this is very confusing. And then the main leader of the Deep Block Terror Squad, her speech is in black here, and she's a kind of a big robotic, I don't know, heavily armored, more so than the other members of the Deep Block. So anyway, it's just very confusing, and I'm kind of sad of that because this is the last episode in this arc. I'm assuming, and we don't know if the child was ever recovered or not, but she uses the detonator on the main gang guy to blow him up and kind of take her own life with it when it goes. However, as she's fading into the deep of this underground watery grave, she has a vision of her father coming and saving her, and then it's one of her team members has actually been lowered from the ship to grab her and pull her in. And it just kind of ends with her saying, I'm still going to kill them all. I'm just not going to do it at the cost of losing anyone else. And then you see Hazel, she's all bloodied because it was a big battle. And this is the end of the arc. So it was very confusing what took place in here. And maybe that was the purpose. They were just trying to make it like hard to tell what was going on. But fortunately, we have this other story that's been very good and getting better as we go along. It's Interstellar Dust. It's about this spaceship prison that has a breach hull problem, a hull breach problem, where they lost their engines, and the half of the engineering area is all gone, and it's released. All the cell doors have opened inside. It's got all these different types of aliens in here. You can see them. This is like a shower scene. And you can see how they're all different. They're kind of goofing around with each other. So there's a few humanoids in there, but most of them are pretty odd-looking creatures that have been arrested for various crimes throughout the galaxy. So, like I said, the hull has been breached. They've lost power. All the cell doors have opened. There's been a big riot, and the only safe place is on the bridge. Now, fortunately for our two humanoids here, and then the humanoid kind of with the cat creature look to her, have been able to make it to the bridge as well with the help of this kind doctor that I guess they helped the doctor out and got him out of there too. So they're stuck up in this this bridge, and they're watching all the mayhem going on with the ship. Then they start notice some of the cameras are getting knocked out. So they're in a real pickle basically. But they move along, and then they see a group bringing these packages, which are I guess the gun power packs, and they realize that they're going to put them up against the bridge door and blow the door and make it into the bridge. So not a good thing. In the meantime, we find out one of the humans, he was the one that was already on the ship before our illegal miner and our sex worker were arrested. Shouldn't show you this yet. So anyway, it turns out he's kind of like a double agent. He's working for the prisoners. But they don't know it. He says, if you guys can make a distraction, I can I can talk to the commander. I need to talk to the commander and tell this great plan I have. So the guard that's watching him's kind of fallen asleep, and so they wake up the guard, and cat person kind of distracts him very nicely here, and he's like, what? And the other guy jumps him, while the third, which is the double agent, he makes a break for the door. He's got the control panel, and he actually opens the bridge doors and lets in the marauders outside, the other cons, and that's what the standoff ends for this. So it is a to be continued, as you can see. Here's the group of cons moving in. You can see it on the TV screen. The cons are moving past the bridge door, and there's the guy laying down there. You can barely see him in the screen there. So you can see it's very few against very many, and it's a to be continued. So very happy about the way this one's going. I'm going to stay on this comic. It's a half recommend since Hazel wasn't as good as I liked it. The art is obviously really nice in there. But this story is delivering to me, so I'm enjoying this quite a bit. I should mention Colin Fogel did the art and writing. I think I mentioned that already, actually. But on Interstellar Dust, it's C.J. Hudson is the writer, and Igor Wolski is the artist. So this is definitely a recommend. A lot of fun. A lot of humor in it, too, as well. So thank you for stopping by. I hope you guys subscribe. I hope you like. Hope you leave comments. I know I think I'm getting a lot of views from other side of the Pacific on the Philippines and around there, that area there, because at night I see a lot of hits on the old YouTube analytics. So thank you guys for very much stopping by and looking at my channel. I appreciate it. And as always, this is Indie Comics Jones from the Temple of Tomes, bidding you adieu.